Proposition 20. Transfer congressional districting authority from elected politicians to a panel of commissioners. So here's the deal on this. Every 10 years after the census is taken, the legislature redraws all of the boundaries of California's districts so as to make sure that each district has a similar number of residents and fair representation in the legislative process. Currently, the legislature has the final say on all district lines. The debate on this proposition is whether or not these elected officials will themselves be able to continue determining the boundaries of California's voting districts, or if the responsibility should be transferred to a separate, neutral 14-member redistricting commission. If Prop 20 passes, any changes to California voting district lines would have to be approved by at least 9 of 14 redistricting commissioners. If this proposition fails, the process will remain as is, with the state legislature ultimately approving boundary lines. Now you may be thinking, who cares who draws the lines? This is why it matters. Many times politicians will keep themselves from getting voted out of office by splitting up their districts with other politicians, so that people in their districts that oppose them will be transferred into other districts, thus diluting their voice. This is called gerrymandering, and it's a dirty political tactic. The idea here is that if a neutral third-party commission handled the redistricting, politicians couldn't redraw the district boundary lines unfairly for their own gain. So in short, Prop 20 would do 3 things. It takes the redistricting power from elected politicians and gives it to the 14-member redistricting commission. It mandates that this commission consist of 5 Democrats, 5 Republicans, and 4 voters registered with neither party. And it requires that any change in district lines be approved by at least 9 of the commissioners. 3 must be Democrats, 3 must be Republicans, and 3 must be from neither party. The people proposing Prop 20 are making these 3 arguments. 1, if we let a neutral redistricting commission draw California's boundary lines, then we'll be able to keep those grubby politicians from cheating and drawing slimy boundary lines with their slimy hands simply to keep themselves elected or to get someone else unelected. 2, they say it will make it easier to vote out congressmen who are not doing their job. And 3, it prevents redistricting from being done behind closed doors where politicians can gerrymander in secrecy, because Prop 20 requires that redistricting be done in a more transparent way and that information be made available to the public. Those opposing Prop 20 are arguing that we don't want no commission drawing our districts. This proposition lacks accountability. We want elected politicians to draw the lines, because if elected politicians draw unfair boundary lines, they can be held accountable by being voted out of office. 2, they say Prop 20 will make the process of redistricting even more dishonest by consolidating the redistricting power from a great big legislature to a small 14-member commission that can easily be accessed by lobbyists, lawyers, and politicians with doity motives. 3, it will cost millions more dollars to hire a 14-member commission to do the redistricting. And 4, they say it's fully funded almost exclusively by one billionaire, Charles Munger Jr., the son of billionaire Wall Street tycoon Charles Munger. You heard me right. He's a billionaire, he's a tycoon, and he works on Wall Street. And the final reason they oppose this law, of course, is that Prop 20 is racist. After all, it wouldn't be a political discussion if something or someone wasn't declared to be racist. So there you go. Opponents of Prop 20 say that it is racist because it specifies that the districts be drawn so that they encompass residents of similar income levels and living standards, which also makes it classist. It's a double bonus. Racist and classist, this bill. So those are the 2 sides. My opinion on this issue isn't terribly strong. I will be voting yes personally because I feel like it would serve the state well to have the districts drawn fairly. The Los Angeles Times and the Orange County Register revealed that in the last redistricting year, 32 members of Congress paid a political consultant over $1 million to draw district lines that would guarantee their re-election. Stuff like that is just absurd. Moreover, the opposition's arguments are so weak it makes me think that Prop 20 is the right thing to do. They say that having elected officials draw their own lines provides more accountability because they can be voted out of office if they do a bad job. Well, yes, I guess that's true. They can be voted out of office if you can do it before they change the boundary lines and put you in someone else's district. They say it will cost millions of dollars to fund the commission, but this is a little disingenuous because the commission has already been formed and is mostly funded as per Proposition 11 of 2008. And they say that it's funded by a lone billionaire that works on Wall Street. Well, maybe that matters, maybe it doesn't, but they haven't provided any facts or evidence as to why we should care. All they do is continually refer to him as a billionaire tycoon as if that is an indictment in and of itself. I'm not even going to address the claim of racism. So those are the facts on Prop 20.